What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Pressure to Perform podcast. Tonight's episode is special. This one officially closes out our first season. But before we get into that, how's everyone feeling tonight? How we doing?
I'm feeling great. It's a bittersweet moment right now because we have made it to the end. But yeah, I'm feeling good. No complaints.
Likewise, I'm feeling good tonight. Like my sister said, it is a bittersweet moment, but it's a rewarding feeling as well to make it to the final episode of season one. So yeah.
Oh, for real. And it's because, we've been talking about this for over a year. So, we finally did it, too.
We did that. Give it up. Give it up.
We did.
Mhm.
All right. We just want to say thank you to everyone who's been rocking with us since episode one. All of the comments, the shares, and messages of support have meant so much. So it's really crazy to see how far this has already come at just the beginning. We also want to make sure we give a huge shout out to all of our guests that came on. You guys brought amazing stories and life lessons that we really appreciate y'all for wanting to come on here and share with us.
Yes.
So we've had these real conversations. We've talked about team culture, transitioning to the next phase, the effects of coaching, and what happens outside of just playing basketball. And it only feels right to close out season one by bringing it all full circle. So tonight, we're going to take a minute to reflect on what the season has taught us, the moments that stuck, where we're headed, and everything else. So, Jada, kick us off into our recap.
Okay. Well, this season has taught me that I am not alone, or I was not alone. Yeah, everyone, my experience, some people can relate to my experience. I can relate to each guest experience. And yeah, it just made me feel good to know that I was not alone. Yeah.
And then for me, just recapping over the season, thinking about each conversation we had, I feel like my sister as well as far as like not being alone in this journey. You know, we have people who are still going through and trying to find themselves. And I think where I'm at in my life right now, that was probably the biggest takeaway. That episode alone is just, the transition life after sports. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just feel like it was just so good to have that relatable piece, like y'all both said too. Like, we know that we went through it together. That's why we started this. But like everyone, like a lot of other people also have similar experiences. And it was cool to hear about others' experiences because some of the things that our guests went through, I didn't experience. So it was really good to hear like their point of view and knowing that what they have to say, others also experience too. So like I love that we just hit on so many different things that hopefully a lot of people can relate to.
For sure, for sure. And I think and I hope that this platform can open up doors for other people to start sharing their stories.
Yeah.
Because that's
Mhm.
the reason we created this podcast from the get-go, is just so that people can share their stories and just be straight up about what it's like being a college athlete.
Yeah.
Because it's not always sunny skies and flowers and rainbows.
It's not a lot of the time.
I'm about to say about 95% of the time it's not
No,
like
that's-
that, if
that's
I'm being
true.
completely honest. So yeah, I just hope that this just continues to grow and it gives people the courage to speak up and speak out. So
Yeah.
mhm.
And not only that, also, our target audience is the younger generation. I hope that they took something, or they gained something from each conversation, each episode, and they really, take heed to it and they apply it. So yeah, especially I do want to say this, especially because I know we talked about it on Deja's episode as well as Mariah's episode, finding stuff to do outside of sports, finding a community outside of
Mhm.
sports. I think that's very important. And to be honest, I think that's probably the most important advice that was given. So please do that, younger generation. Please learn from us, learn from myself, because I didn't do that. And I wish I would have done it. So please find a community outside of your sport, whether it's basketball, track, whatever the case may be. It's important. Yeah.
No, seriously. I feel like something that Deja highlighted too that was so important on that same topic was just the aspect of also like how NIL has affected things. And so like with these younger kids coming in, like make sure y'all are still ready to work. Like come in ready to work, come in with the right head on your shoulders, like wanting to be better. Basketball should be about the love of the game. It should be about the love of the game. And there's a lot of factors that influence so many different things, but it's so important to come in with the right mindset because that's how you're going to get far in basketball. But even as Mariah talked about a lot outside of basketball, because the lessons you learn are going to apply outside of basketball too. So do things the right way, and it's all going to work out.
Right, right. And then to piggybacking off of Deja's episode and what you're saying about NIL, I know that's a huge thing in today's sports world, but for the upcoming college athletes, it ain't, I mean, money sounds good, but you just gotta weigh your options. I mean, just because this school is offering you hella money doesn't mean that it's going to be the right fit. So choose the right fit for you. And then I also have advice for the current players because this is something that I wish um was spoken to me, or I was alerted about this. Just be honest with the players if they ask you like, "Hey, what is it really like here?"
What's the culture?
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be selfish and then have those upcoming players just caught totally off guard with how things are being ran. So I say all that because it's just something that I've learned, and all these episodes have definitely caused me to reflect on what I did, what I didn't do, what I should have done. And so, yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, and for sure, like I must add on to her of what she just said. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I mentioned coaches and culture. The first episode of my brother. I think it is important to have those hard conversations with players, current players, even with the coaches. Like, what is this culture about? What does this program stand for? And at the end of the day, no matter where you go, what school you play at, the teammates you have, it's all about having pride. Like you got to represent that name across your chest because it's not all about you at the end of the day. And it is a business. College basketball, college athletics is a business. And God has blessed you to be in this position. And you don't want to take those moments for granted. So each time you put that jersey on, you represent that school name, have pride in it and let that be some type of motivation for you all to go hard each day because it can be taken from you just like that. So most
No, for real.
that.
Honestly, yeah. And that's something that y'all's brother really highlighted too, was like also making sure you know exactly what you're playing for. Like have something that you're playing for because then it's gonna make you playing for that name even bigger. Like it brings purpose to it and that's important to have. Like we really need to have that and make sure that we know what we're playing for. Y'all are doing it for a reason because we don't want to lead anyone astray. Like you said, like make sure you telling people the truth because that affects the team culture too. You bring people in and they're like, this isn't what y'all were telling me. That's going to affect the team as a whole. And then even if, and if you're not telling the truth, and then it's like you're affecting somebody else's career. So make sure we're doing like the right thing. You want to do the best by other people, do the best by yourself, and that's going to have like the best outcome for you overall.
For sure, for sure.
Definitely, definitely.
Anybody has anything to say about Akira's episode about coaches?
Yeah. There's so much that can be said about coaches.
Literally, I'm over here like
in that episode.
about what I really want to say.
I know.
Not for real.
That episode touched home as well because we all, I don't really got to go too much into detail because you can go back and watch the episode if you haven't to know how we all can relate to coaches and
and the impact they had on on our collegiate experience. So
that episode was good. Akira made some great points. I think the biggest thing, or I really loved when she said, from a coach's standpoint, you have to be able to adjust and adapt to each team. Every team is not the same. You may have won championships at your old school with this old team
in this old
system. It don't matter who you recruit. Every person's game is different. Everybody brings something different to the table. You can't bring old ways to a new team. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I can keep going on. But coaches, if you're watching this, please be willing to adjust to each team that you get because no team is the same. No team is the same, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, but with her episode, I would just say for me, my biggest takeaway, which we all knew this, but everything starts with the head. If the head coach is not right, everything else is going to fall apart. So coaches set the culture at the end of the day. They set that culture. And yeah, that's probably my biggest takeaway from that episode. There's a lot more, but that one stood out to me the most.
No, there's so much. This is an episode that could go on forever. I
Definitely.
just love how open and honest she was about everything she's been through, what she feels like coaches can do better. But also, even on the flip side, like, coaches do go through a lot. And it's not that people and we want to like bash coaches, but at the same point in time, y'all are the head and we're kids. Like, we're kids coming to your program wanting or expecting what you guys told us was going to happen. So I just think it's so important that like everyone has to be held accountable just as we do when we're playing. We're held accountable for everything. That coaches also need to be held accountable. So I just love how honest she was in hers and how open she was about what that experience is like, how it can be better, what's not good about it, like all of those things.
Mhm. And big on the accountability because, as you mentioned, she talked about that. When you see players get into some trouble or whatever, oh, they're on the front page of the newspaper, they're in the news headlines. But
Hmm.
when coaches, and then the crazy thing about it,
Silence.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of the higher ups, the ADs and stuff, they know what be going on, but they choose to remain silent. And most of the time, it's because financials, you know. It could be. I feel like that's the only thing. Because I mean, if you find they got to bout the contract and stuff like that. But the higher
Oh, they
ups,
always know what's going on.
they know
They
what's going
always know.
on, and it's unfair on their behalf too. But I just said that because the accountability part, and just I like how she
Mhm.
talked about that. So
Yeah.
because they need to be
Yeah.
accountable, they do. They do.
A lot of people's experiences would be so different if
Mm-hmm.
coaches were held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
And
And
I
I don't
think,
think they realize that would actually make things better because it doesn't feel like such an imbalance of power, imbalance of everything. Like, it creates more respect, it creates better culture. It would just be so much better overall for the whole team, the whole sports system.
Everything.
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely.
yeah,
And
that's it.
then, oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
And then Mariah's episode. I know I
That was
said
good.
Kira's hit home, which it did, but I'm currently living the transition
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
That's my life right now.
No, facts. And I
That
know,
one was great.
yeah, that was a really great episode. And we said this in that episode as well, but that she healed a part of me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Mariah did her thing now.
Yeah.
She did her thing. She most definitely healed some stuff. Some of the things that she said, it was funny because we were talking about it after that episode, all of us, and we were saying some of the stuff that she was saying, we already heard this before in previous episodes, but it was the way that she actually said it. It was like,
She brought a different
dang, it was a different
perspective.
perspective to what was already said. And I most definitely appreciate that. I appreciate her for even taking the time out to come on our episode, but or come on our podcast, excuse me. But she did her big one. I loved that episode. I loved it. I loved it.
She really did. She did. And like the mindset that she had is something I know I didn't have.
Me neither.
Basketball all day. All I care about is basketball. That's all I want to do. Like the fact that she was able to, even if the balance was hard, make sure she's trying new things, recognize, okay, this might not be how I might want it to be. How can I pivot? Where can I like think better? Where can I do more outside of basketball? And to what y'all said at the beginning of the episode, like finding stuff outside of your sport, it's such an important lesson that people don't think enough about. Like, I know it's hard when you're in it because you want to be laser focused and you should be, but you have to remember no matter how long you play, basketball is going to stop and you're still going to be younger than 40.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have another half of life to live that you want to have the skills and tools to be able to apply when you get to that point.
No, that's
Yes,
real.
yes, yes. Like start figuring out who you are without that ball now.
Yeah.
I mean, literally now.
Mhm.
Or you're gonna be like me and you trying to figure it out. And it's just hard.
But you know what though? Like, I don't want when you say that, it sounds so negative, but at the same time,
I
you
mean
have
it in a
to,
negative.
no, I'm saying, but we have to give ourselves grace because because we didn't know that. Well, we did know that, but we just never took the time out to actually do those things, like explore. But like now, we may regret that, but at the same time, we have to give ourselves grace considering like college is a job within itself, so we
Mhm.
didn't have that time. So like just don't beat ourselves up.
Yeah.
Like, and I think this podcast has most definitely helped me give myself more grace because it's just like, okay, Jada, you know, again, like I said earlier, I'm not alone. You're not the only person who graduated from college and then you didn't have the next step. You didn't know what you were going to do after college. So just giving ourselves more grace. And also, I do want to say this one thing too, this last thing. It's okay if we have to go back home. It's okay if you have to start over.
Yeah.
Because after college, I went back home. We were home for a year.
Mhm.
And during that year, I was upset because I was like, oh, when I graduate, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have that. But how was I gonna accomplish that with no plan, with no job, So I do want to say, to current athletes or athletes that's about to make that transition, it's okay if you have to go home and regroup. It's totally fine. Don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Just don't get comfortable. So yeah, I that was really on my heart to say that. So yeah.
Mhm.
Because
And I feel like too, it's like the we have to be honest about where we are and like how we're moving to. We just got to be honest about it. It's okay wherever you are. Be truthful about it, live in it, and figure it out. But I think that's why I love our platform because if we're being honest, there's not a lot of people telling the truth about what's going on. And that leads to why we didn't know what was happening when we went through it.
that's
So,
true.
like, we just want to spread that so that these people now can have a better opportunity than we did. And I feel like that's our purpose. We went through what we went through, it happened for a reason, but now we're here, we're able to share that because people shouldn't have to go through it. And that's why I think, obviously I love our platform too, but there needs to be a lot more spaces where people are telling the truth and being honest about what's going on. And we're not just seeing the glitz and glam all over social media and people think they're going to walk into that because that's misleading.
Yeah.
Very, very much so. Very much so. So yeah.
It's crazy. It was only what, 4 episodes we did?
On 4 guests.
Like 4 guests. We only have 4 guests.
Yeah, 4 guests.
And they were
But they
all
were great guests and they covered so many like broad topics that, it's so needed.
It really is.
Dang.
I have a few people reach out to me. One of my cousins, I know like 2 people from back home. It was like, oh, I'm watching your podcast. It's some great content. They're not even athletes, but they said, I can see how this can really help out the next generation and also open the doors for um, older players. And I was like, that's really what we want. That's what it's all about. It was, again, we want this to be a safe space for everyone. And, our goal is to eventually
Yeah.
continue
to grow and talk to
Mhm.
different, not talk about basketball, but the different sports as well. So
all athletes are welcome.
yeah. Yeah.
All
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now we're going to just transition into our plans for this podcast. We've heard from season 1, we've heard from the players, we felt their energy, we were able to connect with them on different levels. But get ready because Pressure to Perform podcast, if it's in God's will, and we believe it is so, we're going to come up with the season 2. Now, season 2 is going to take us behind the clipboard.
Mhm.
If you can get what I'm putting down. So season 1, we interviewed and we talked with players. Season 2, we're planning on speaking with the coaches. We're stepping off the court and we're gonna, like I said, step behind the clipboard and hear from the coaches, the ones that are calling the plays, setting the tone and shaping the next generation. So just be prepared for that. We're going to, should I just tell them like the whole entire idea or just leave it for a surprise, y'all? As far
I think
as
that's enough. I think that's all they need to know.
just give
That's
it like
good. That's good. They'll have to be tuned into our socials to know what's next.
Exactly. We can't let them know everything. We can't let them know everything.
So yeah, just expect to hear from coaches on season 2. We're gonna try to broaden the spectrum.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you know coaches, if you're watching this and you want to be a part of season 2, please reach out to us. Our socials are going to be at the end of this video. Please reach out to us. And if you know anybody or any coaches who would like to be a part of it, again, tell them to reach out.
Yeah.
Tell them to reach out. So we'll just find out straight from the people who live it.
Fine.
So that's pretty much what to expect from season 2. It's gonna get spicy.
Don't even worry, because we gonna talk to them the same way too. We
And
ready
y'all
to
better
get into it.
y'all better be honest too. Them coaches, they better be honest. Don't come in here sugarcoating stuff.
Yeah, I'll be like, listen here, let me know the truth. Why do y'all act this way? What is it? What gives y'all the right to treat people like this? To treat you?
They're gonna probably be like, y'all know,
Yeah,
y'all know how I'll be real. When black people hear that word, y'all, they be like, the heck you mean y'all for? They're gonna be like, I ain't me, but just be honest, okay? Be honest, because we come for y'all.
I just want to know.
So yeah, so stay tuned, subscribe, spread the word, and get ready for season 2 of Pressure2Perform Podcast, okay? Yep. Anything else?
All right.
Yeah, have anything else?
I think that was good. I'm so grateful for season 1. I think we got so much off our chest. We got to start something that we, Lord willing, will be able to continue and get broader with. But just so grateful that we've made it this far.
For sure, definitely. And
I agree.
I want to say thank you. I know both Jordan and Jada has said it, but we really mean that, y'all. We really do appreciate all the love and support. Every guest who has came on this episode, y'all are the foundation. I mean, well, I don't want to say episode. This podcast, y'all are literally the foundation. Y'all are helping us build this house. So everything wasn't perfect. We're learning things. We're new to this, but
thanks for being patient with us, y'all.
That's another thing.
Thanks for being patient with us.
But like I said, we're new to everything, and we're going to get there. I think this is going to be big. So
no, I don't. Not I think. I know.
It is big. It already
is
big.
Speak into existence.
It's already big. You're right. You're
right.
No, but seriously, thank y'all. Thanks for the love and support. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Before I do anything else to say?
No.
We're good?
We love y'all. Thank y'all. All of our.
Oh, good. We're good.
Yes, we love y'all.
We do.
And then just stay tuned. We're not going to just disappear in between the seasons. We're going to keep updates coming. So
content
and the content, we're gonna try to keep the content rolling in. But in the meantime, like and subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, do all that stuff. So we do want to thank you again, and God bless each and every one of you, and we pray that you continue to stick with us on this journey. With that being said, Pressure2Perform season 1 is how they do it? Cut.